Hello there friends and welcome. For today's Pathfinder Enhanced Guide we have a build especially made for the newly added companion, Ulbrig the Shifter, from the last Sarkorian's DLC, the latest one. Unlike all of the other companions, Ulbrig actually has a unique archetype, the Griffonheart Shifter, available only to him. And as you might expect, it lets him change into a Griffon shape, together with many other features I'll soon explain. To put it simply, Ulbrig is one of the strongest party members in the game, not just by virtue of being a shifter, which is an extremely solid class as I've already covered. He can achieve a very high amount when it comes to his physical scores, together with pretty decent damage and attacks per round too. Even his starter feat selection is pretty decent too, something not really common in party members. So without further ado, let us get into our Ulbrig Griffonheart Shifter build. Alright, Ulbrig comes the earliest at level 4, and his unique archetype, the Griffonheart Shifter, is quite powerful. He retains pretty much the best of the main shifter features, and his Griffon aspect provides him with inherent bonuses to strength. The other bonuses don't matter that much, like immunity to ground-based effects. I mean, at least you won't be getting greased with your own grease. Immunity to fear is fine, but it's very easy to get this through Paladin like Scylla. I suppose the inherent bonus to will saving throws can help, but at this point, level 15, you would already have access to the Shield of Law spell to make you immune to mind-affecting abilities by chaotic enemies anyways. Now, there is another major bonus to the Griffonheart Shifter. Unlike all of the other shifters besides Fae Form, you do actually get bonus combat feats. One at 4, then another at 9 and 14. And get this, these feats allow you to qualify for the special fighter feats like Weapon Specialization, which Ulbrig already comes with, and Greater Weapon Focus. Because I suppose the only weakness of Shifter besides not having spellcasting is the lack of bonus feats, with this we can outright overcome that. Speaking about feats, the feats Ulbrig starts with are pretty fine. Power Attack, which is a must-have, Weapon Focus Claw, great too, although I would rather have Cleave, and then Weapon Focus Bite. At level 4, he'll get to become a Griffon, unique to his archetype only, which grants him 2 claw attacks and 1 bite attack. Also the Grabber ability, which lets him grapple enemies for free with his claw attacks, which can be pretty nice. It grapples both yourself and the enemy, and if you get grappled, it kind of reduces your attack's potential. So ideally, it's something I would only use if you really need to take one enemy out. Against multiple targets, not really. Together with Pounce at level 9, which is extremely powerful. Pounce lets you full attack and charge at the same time. Improve natural attack to increase his bite attack. And last but not least, at level 14, the Rake ability, which grants him even more claw attacks so long as the enemy is grappled. Speaking about charging under the Griffon shape, he'll also get access to the very unique Death from Above ability. It works essentially in the same way as Charge, except it completely bypasses its major weakness, that is, you don't need a free path between yourself and the enemy, because as the name itself implies, Death from Above, you'll be charging at them from the skies. Considering the fact he gets Pounce for free, it's simply very powerful. So let's get into the actual build now. As far as skill points, I would just keep on increasing the ones he starts out with. Athletics and mobility, he can achieve pretty high dexterity and strength as a shifter, together with lore, nature and perception. On the other hand, if you already have other characters covering nature and perception, you might as well start increasing his stealth. For his level 5 feat, outflank is the way to go. It's a must-have for any melee build. The bonus to attack rolls is amazing when flanking the target, and of course the synergy with critical hits later on is also quite overwhelming, to be fair. For level 7, I would go with Lunge. It will provide him with reach, which increases the range of his melee attacks, and can help a lot when it comes to avoiding enemy hits. Not just that, but help him hit enemies easier too, because he can attack a little bit behind your tanks and so on, so depending on how many melee party members you have, well, they won't block themselves. You might also consider already picking Shifter's multi-attack here. I apologize because in my last Shifter build for the Child of Manticore build, I said it would work on your main attacks, so the ones you gain from base attack bonus. It actually only works on secondary attacks. It's especially useful when combined with Shifter's Fury, because Fury will add more attacks to your main one based on your base attack bonus progression, while you would still get the penalty to the secondary attacks. I personally think we can delay multi-attack for later, because we have a decent number of attacks per round as a Griffonheart Shifter anyways, I would rather wait until level 11, which is when we get the second attack from base attack bonus, so that Shifter's Fury has higher uses. So I would rather pick Lunge now. At level 4, increase Strength, which is also what you should increase on all of the other levels besides level 20. For level 9, improved critical into Claws, as Claws are our primary attack. Most of our attacks per round will be Claws together with attacks of opportunity. For the bonus Shifter feat, Combat Reflexes, we already have improved critical together with Outflank, and at around level 11, when most of your characters will also get improved critical, this is when the attacks of opportunity will fly as free hits. Thus Combat Reflexes in preparation for that. For level 11, this is when I would go for Shifter's multi-attack, as at this point we have 2 extra attacks from our base attack bonus, which means turning Shifter's Fury on is a lot more efficient, which then will reduce the attack rolls you have with your secondary attacks, thus Shifter's multi-attack. For level 13, 2 choices, go with either Greater Weapon Specialization into Claw or Greater Weapon Focus. I would rather pick Greater Weapon Focus now because as far as Mythic Weapon Specialization, you just need the normal Weapon Specialization for the full bonus, and we already have that. Plus increases to attack rolls are usually better than damage, especially for a companion who can't get as busted stats as the main character themselves. At level 14 we get another Shifter bonus feat, and what we want now is to prepare for the Shatter Defenses package, so Dazzling Display first. Then at 15, Shatter Defenses to highly increase his attack bonus, just in time for almost all of my other builds. For level 17 you have 2 choices, Greater Weapon Specialization or my preferred pick is Improved Initiative, because at this point we'll be able to pick Mythic Initiative, which I prefer. For level 19, Greater Weapon Specialization Claw. Because the Capstone ability from Griffonheart Shifter lets him apply his minor aspects permanently, and well, the minor Griffon aspect will always provide him with a huge inherent bonus to strength, I would keep him pure. Otherwise, if you don't care for it, I suppose you can go with the classic Ranger and Demon Slayer, or Alchemist and Vivisectionist for the mutagen and 1 dice of sneak attack. At level 20 there's no point in increasing strength further, you might as well go with intelligence or charisma to make them into even scores. It's just that as far as charisma it doesn't really matter, intelligence at the very least will provide him with bonus skill points. And I would honestly just dump them all into use magic device. Alright, now let's discover Mythic Progression for our Ulbrig Griffonheart Shifter. For Mythic 1 the choice is very simple. Master Shapeshifter, after all, who doesn't want a huge +4 untyped bonus to all of your physical scores when under Griffon form. It even makes the form's permanent duration. The minor aspects will still be limited until our capstone at level 20. For Mythic level 2, the classic Mythic Power attack, for even higher damage. You might also consider Mythic Weapon Specialization, it's just that this takes a while for the bonus to get good, because it's based on half your Mythic ranks. At least the bonus from Power attack is always static, increasing with your base attack bonus. For Mythic level 3, Ever Ready is the must-have. We'll be getting lots of attacks of opportunity after all. For Mythic level 4, the classic Mythic Critical into Claws, our primary attacks. For Mythic level 5, I would go with Mythic Charge. Remember that Griffonheart Shifter gets not only the Pounce ability for free, so that you can full attack and charge, and even a special charge that doesn't require the pathway to be free between yourself and the enemy. For Mythic level 6, 2 choices, either Mythic Weapon Specialization or Mythic Weapon Focus. I would rather Mythic Weapon Focus, because we got Greater Weapon Focus early, so this essentially means an extra +2 to our attack rolls. For Mythic level 7, you have 2 choices. You can actually pick Archmage Armor if you want to increase Ulbrig's armor class by a lot. Just drink Mage Armor potions for the effect. Otherwise, there's also Last Stand, which is amazing defensive-wise, and even always a chance so you won't fail on 1 rolls, which are critical failures. I would rather just pick Last Stand, because overall it's the most versatile and efficient of all of these feats. For Mythic 7, Mythic Improved Initiative. For Mythic level 9, either Archmage Armor for higher AC or always a chance. As far as Mythic level 10, Mythic Specialization or Mythic Focus depending on what you picked before. Alright, now let's discover gear for our Ulbrig Shifter. For the Amulet slot, Ulbrig actually comes with a unique talisman, the Swarmbane Clasp, which lets you fully bypass the annoying Swarm immunity to physical damage. It can help, it's just that eventually you can use the Bane of Spirit Ring for the same purpose on any party member. In any case, ideally you want to go with amulets that enhance his natural attacks, so mighty fists. But agile fists work too. Armor doesn't matter, especially because the passive benefits from armor will not transfer during your Griffon form, unlike all of the other slots. For the shirt, Bestial Rags is the way to go to increase his strength even further. We have +8 from the Griffon aspect and +2 from Bestial Rags. If you're also playing a shifter main character together with Ulbrig on your party, well, you'll kinda have to share some of the best shifter gear. For the belts, it's simple belts that increase strength, ultimately physical perfection +6 for all physical scores. For the bracer slot, ultimately just go with Paws of the Bear King, because they will enhance your claw attack damage, together with already providing a nice enhancement bonus to attack and damage, just like the amulets of natural attack. In which case, you can equip another amulet here. For example, amulets that increase initiative. For the boots, I decided to go for Cat's Boots, because I have neat synergy with the Owl Skull, and I imagine Ronak Sacrifice is something better left for the main character or full dexterity focused characters. But since Ulbrig has many nice charge bonuses and high ranks into athletics, you can also go with the boots of Stampede. For the helmet, Owl Skull of course, to further increase the bonuses we have from shifting. For the glasses, as usual, the goggles of Piercing Gaze for extra damage against outsiders. For the cloaks, just cloaks of resistance with the highest modifier. For rings, well, you have a lot of freedom here. I went with the Ring of Evasion because he can achieve pretty high reflex saves as a shifter, together with his decent dexterity. This way we can avoid spell damage, most of it anyways. The other ring slot is completely up to you. There really isn't anything that truly empowers a shifter. I just have the Martyr's Testament here because it can provide immunity to mind-affecting conditions, which is pretty great. But like I said, you can go with anything you want. As far as bracers, the bracers of Animal Fury, amusingly enough, you do get the extra value added to your attack rolls. With the Manticore Shifter it didn't work, but with the Griffon it does. And that's pretty much it. There really isn't anything special quick slots wise, and well, as far as weapons, don't forget you can enhance his primary claw attacks with a lot of useful buffs, most importantly Holy and Evil Outsider Bane, and I already have a guide on how to enchant your weapons to the max. Well, alright, so this was it from my Ulbrig Companion build guide. If you found it useful, as always, please remember to like, subscribe and also consider becoming a channel member. I truly appreciate your support. Thank you for watching and see you next time, friends.